What's going on, guys? My name is Noah. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I wanted to start the week talking about something serious, something sad and dark, but something that's very much a part of life, and that is death. I don't know that I've ever really brought death up on this channel in terms of my thoughts on it. Maybe, but I don't think so. And I want to talk about that a little bit today because I am in the midst of a cycle of thinking about death and ruminating a bit about death and my imminent death someday, just that whole concept of life and death and what's after, if anything, and fear. And it's curious to me the things that provoke that feeling in me. Because I've had it, I think all of us, I'm assuming all of us at one point or another have spent some time thinking about death and just how imminent it is and how impervious we are to not dying. If I worded that weird, how all of us will eventually go. And when you're young, didn't think much of it when I was young, but the older I get, I'm 30 now, I think about it a little bit more, and it's curious to me the things that trigger that. Because I, like many of us, I'm assuming, have been desensitized to death. We see it depicted, on television and movies since we're kids. In fact, I oftentimes get really excited when there's like an action movie, and let's just say the good guy takes out the bad guy in some like gruesome way, and that it's always been entertaining, I guess. Never really connecting the gravity of it all with my experience, just taking it as Hollywood and as fiction. And then you hear about death in the news and such sad, terrible ways, and it's not that you're not affected, it just doesn't always hit you personally, and you have a life to live. We all have to ingest that information, ingest this constant influx of peril and sadness and death, and move on. We have to still be able to live our lives, be productive, be of use, be of service, take care of business, so to speak. But every now and again, someone passes away that really affects you. And someone in my life, you could say, I certainly don't want to make their death about me, but someone passed away and it really affected me. I'm not going to give any names. I don't want to be exploitive. I just want to reflect and reach out to you because it's just very therapeutic to me. I would never deny the fact that it's an angle of this channel that I'm so grateful for, that when I'm just lost a little bit or when I'm spinning, I can just open up to you guys, and I know I will get something powerful in return. You guys share back and respond in the comments, and you guys complete a part of me in that way. It's really cool. But anyway, someone passed away last week that I used to work with like 9 years ago, and I wouldn't say we are friends. I wouldn't say we are not friends. I just haven't seen him in a long time. But I worked with him, and he was a buddy at work. And he was kind of a dork sometimes, but he was a good dude. And he died last week. Apparently he went into the hospital not feeling well, and then found out he had acute liver failure, and he was dead the next morning. And he was like in his early to mid 30s. And again, I'm 30. And something about that really has rattled me and made me feel very insecure about myself and my health and my longevity, and just it threw a mirror in front of me, like, what am I doing with my life, with my health, with my choices? Am I being smart? Am I being protective of the body and brain that I have? Why the hell how could he die so young of acute liver failure? I mean, I don't have the details, and it's not important, and I'm so sad that he's gone. It just really hit me hard. I feel so bad for his fiance and for his friends and family. And I know they'll never see this video, but sending you guys so much love. Suddenly I'm like laying in bed wondering about my liver, wondering about my everything, just thinking about aches and pains that I'm feeling. How's my blood work looking? Am I living my best life? And naturally when something like this happens, you don't want it to happen to you. And the only reason hearing about someone's acute liver failure, only reason that could possibly affect someone, ergo me, is if you think you're being hard on your liver. And so instantly I'm like, how often do I binge drink? probably more often than I should. And so then I find myself doing research on the liver, and I was checking my past blood work, and it's made me paranoid. And you know what? If that's not a red flag that maybe I need to do something or be more mindful of my choices in terms of my relationship with alcohol, I don't know what would be. And I'm sitting there laying in bed looking at my wife and just thinking how I want to grow old with this woman, and I want to be here for a long time, and how I'm so fucking scared of dying. So scared. Am I scared enough to take the loss of this man, for whatever reason, having it had affected me this way, this much, and turn that into something I can make positive for myself? That's what I'd like to challenge myself to do. I'm not binge drinking all the time, but if someone asked me like, do you think you're partying too much? But probably. Should probably tone that down a bit. And this dude passing away really has me reflecting on the delicacy of life. And how I want to be able to look myself in the mirror and be like, you're making good choices. I'm proud of you. Not just some of the time, but most of the time. I know we're all imperfect, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with letting loose. Like, my wife turned 30 this last weekend, and we had a great time. We threw a big party, and it was really fun. And I didn't see anything wrong with that, but you just gotta be careful, you know. You gotta think about these things. I need to think about these things. I need to understand that the body keeps score, the brain keeps score, that there can be consequences in general. And, you know, make decisions and make sure that you're making choices. I'm speaking to myself. Make sure that you're making choices you can live with. And one thing is for sure, I want to live a long, healthy, productive life, and I want to have kids, and I want to do good things. And it's so sketchy to me that he's not going to do any of those things. He went to that hospital not feeling well, and he's gone now. It's like, fuck. I'm going to slightly veer off, though, and let's talk about something that just popped in my head in relations to this. I remember when I was a kid, the idea of ever dying just sounded terrible. I was like, ugh. Someone had said, you know, if you take this pill or drink this elixir or something, tuck everlasting fountain of youth sort of thing, if you did this, you could live forever. I'm like, I'd do that. I'm trying to live forever. And then I got depressed when I was in my mid-20s, dangerously depressed, horribly suicidal. And I remember just wishing for death, but still being scared of it, but still thinking it had to be better than the acute pain I was in. And then I overcame my depression, and it left me with this like middle ground, where like if someone now said, take this, if you do, you'll never die, I wouldn't take it. Being alive forever sounds exhausting, but yet I'm still so scared of not being here. I'm so scared of where we go or don't go. I clearly am lost in that way. I find it so incredible that there are people who claim that they're not afraid of that. And a lot of it has to do with faith, right? And religion can be very comforting in that way. And I don't mean that to sound condescending, by the way, or passive-aggressive. I meant that like matter of fact. Like I can see there's deep comfort in having a set idea of your higher power and where you go and what goes on. So it makes me like also question, you know, and think in the wake of this man passing away, in my opinion, very young. Is this a sign that I need to explore faith more? Is this a sign that I need to explore my spirituality or explore something to give me a greater sense of purpose and a greater sense of comfort or peace of mind when it comes to this inevitable fact that I'm going to pass away? I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't know what I'm saying at this point, but rest in peace. I'm not going to say his name, but rest in peace. And you know, to you guys, how have you dealt with death? Have you had, you know, I've never had a close family member. I've never had a close family member pass. But how do you guys deal with death? How does it rock you? How does it affect you? I know I can't live in that fear. I know I need to live my best life, and I know I have a tendency to overanalyze things. Luckily, I have also a good sense of not having control of my thoughts. So I don't take them too personal. I'm not worried that I'm actually dying or something. I'm just scared, and I want to use that fear for good, not use that fear for bad. I want to use that fear in a way that can be really healthy and really positive. But how do you guys deal with death? How have you dealt with death? Have you had those intrusive, fuck, I'm scared to go, and you just stay in bed, thinking over and over again, like, I don't want to die, I don't want to die, like, oh, it's scary. How do you guys deal with that? What have you done to work past it? What are some insights you can offer me and anyone else who happens to be lucky enough to read a really insightful and cool comment? Any comment is a cool comment, but just let me know in the comments below. And thank you for letting me share. If anything, like I said, I have no idea if this is going to if this is going to be of any use to anybody but me. But thank you for letting me use my channel at times in this way, where I can just open up and share with you guys what's going on. Alright, thank you guys. I appreciate you. I look forward to reading those comments. We'll see you guys in the next video, alright? Adios.